For several months, Elon Musk became the richest man in the world, surpassing Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates, and others. Thanks to his ingenuity, the companies he runs today, and his ability to adapt, the man has not only kept much of his fortune, but enjoys it and the fruits of his labor whenever he has the time. While many people know about his lifestyle, his work routine, and the various companies he's founded or supported, very few seem to care about his origins and how he got to where he is. That's why in today's video, we're going to find out a little more about Elon Musk's past, and from a reliable source. How did the man become the world's richest tycoon, and what was his life like before he earned all those billions? Did he experience certain events that marked him and led him to seek glory and enough resources to live luxurious throughout his life? Does he still have the same dreams as when he was younger? All of that, and we are going to find out thanks to a certain character in Elon's life. He is someone who was there for him during his childhood, adolescence, and part of his adult life. So, when he decided to break his silence, the media was quick to focus their cameras on him. Who are we talking about? Elon's father, Elon Musk. A figure who, until now, very few had noticed everything he had to say about his son, starting with his origins. Let's see what he has to say about the richest man in the world. With this question, most news sources tend to limit themselves to a few facts about the SpaceX founder. Born in Pretoria on the 28th of June 1971, Elon Musk is the son of Elon Musk, an engineer and real estate developer from South Africa, and May Haldeman, a model from Canada. Thanks to this fact, the entrepreneur has both nationalities, plus US nationality, making him one of the few billionaires with more than one country of origin. Known for founding companies such as Tesla, SpaceX, SolarCity, Neuralink, and PayPal, Elon has become the richest man in the world thanks to his impressive portfolio and all the companies he's created and sold since he started in the tech business. Although rumors of a possible acquisition of Twitter have been circulating since April, since last week there have been several reports claiming that the tycoon has decided to back out of the purchase. Because of this and other news, Elon Musk is still on people's lips, which, in turn, keeps his companies alive and has allowed his products and services to continue to be liked by the public. There's no doubt about it. Elon Musk is one of the entrepreneurs of the moment, and due to his extensive knowledge in the field of technology and computing, he knows what he has to do to keep his knowledge and creations currently on the market up to date. The funny thing about all this is that the reality for him was not always like this. Like many other millionaires, Elon was not born with billions and did not inherit them from his parents. The man had to create his reality little by little, and he used the knowledge he already possessed to shape what he wanted. Let's learn more about Elon's childhood from his father, Elon Musk. What does your father remember about little Elon? And what was it like to live in an era as harsh as apartheid? For those unfamiliar with this stain on South African history, apartheid did not last exclusively in the 1990s. From 1948 onwards, discourses and messages appeared that seemed to segregate the majority of the country's colored population, to such an extent that, as the years went by, the white population of African origin began to obtain more and more privileges, while the rest of the inhabitants were relegated to certain areas and jobs. Of course, the movement only provoked the discontent of the colored population, which was always the majority. Eventually, with the arrival of 1992, the Pretoria government was removed and apartheid came to an end. That was one of the years that marked the Musk family for good, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Errol, Elon's father, told AFP in an interview about the origins of his children and how he remembers part of his childhood. In his remarks, the man said he raised his sons, Elon and Kimball, in austerity, even though they had the resources to give them what they wanted. Just like, quote, good South African boys. I was a strict father. My word was law. He confessed this to the French-based agency, and although many of the entrepreneur's fans were surprised by this fact, he did not come out to deny his father's words. Born in the city of Pretoria, Elon spent his entire early childhood with his brother Kimball and sister Tosca. He was the first of all his siblings, so arguably, he enjoyed all the things they had the most. The family lived in a sizable house, and in this environment, he and his siblings lived with their cousins. Because both parents worked, he saw little of them, and that allowed him enough freedom to do what he wanted. Quote, "When he was 9 years old, I saw him come down from the station one morning, beaming. He had taken a night train alone," Errol explained. When he was 10, he received the first news that would rock his little world. After several years of marriage, his parents decided to divorce, and his mother moved to Durban, leaving him with the difficult decision of where to live. In 1981, Elon went to Johannesburg with his father, and his brother Kimball joined them 4 years later. With this separation, Elon gained even more freedom, which he gradually began to use for what he loved to do more than anything else: programming. Computers became his obsession, and with that thought, he continued to grow until 1991 came along. A moment in South African history that marked many young people and saw the mass migration of hundreds of them seeking to get away from the end of apartheid. What happened to Elon in those years? Why did he leave his home country? With the problem of apartheid looming ever larger in the lives of young South Africans, Elon realized that he had to leave the country or he would be forced to do military service. It was a very dangerous time to be in the country, so, taking advantage of his mother's nationality, the boy applied for a Canadian passport to leave the country, and in the meantime entered the University of Pretoria. It was a long 5-month wait, but in the end, he was granted the document, and he, his siblings, and his mother left South Africa, landing in Kingston, Ontario. Of his years with Errol, the man recalled a certain episode with his son, who earned a terrible scolding for what he had done. It all happened because of a hurtful comment little Elon made to a classmate whose father had decided to commit suicide. Elon claimed that, quote, "the kid threw him down the stairs," and for his comment, he earned a barrage of blows that sent him straight to the hospital. After the incident, Errol brought his son to his attention and transferred him to one of Pretoria's most prestigious schools. Today, the man says he has a mutually loving relationship with his son. Although they grew apart in 2017, when Errol had a child with his ex-wife's daughter, 42 years his junior, Elon finally spoke to him again. Quote, "Elon didn't like that, but I take life as it comes," his father explained. As for the last time they saw each other, Errol says it was 6 years ago, on his 70th birthday. Quote, "I'm a South African male. I don't care about my birthday, but it was very nice. Elon is a winner, like Kimball and like me." As a final tidbit of information he provided during the interview, Elon Musk's father added that he just received an email from his son proposing to pay for his recent eye operation. Quote, "Elon is very thoughtful. He really believes it when he says he wants to save humanity. It's not a slogan." We have reached the final stretch of this video. While it is true that Elon's life has not had the same amount of ups and downs as other millionaires, we can say that he and the rest of his family had to overcome some very difficult and not very pleasant moments in their transition from one continent to another. It just goes to show that people have the ability to move on, regardless of where they come from or what they've been through. Now you know a little more about the life of the richest man in the world. So we ask you, do you think his father is right in the last sentence he said? And does his son really seek to save humanity with his projects? Leave your comments below, and don't forget to send in your suggestions, so that in the following segments, you can enjoy the content you love so much. Thank you very much for sticking around for this part of the video. Subscribe, leave your like, and keep watching the content we upload regularly. See you next time.